Hey, Assalamu alaikum. All the day, whenever you will tired and you will feel fatigue and the energy less condition, and in this way you will basically restlessness, insomnia, and a lot more problem can occur due to the tiredness and fatigue. Even you will not sleep and difficulty in sleep. So what is the major problem? So the major problem is that the energy production is very less. So the ATP production from the mitochondria is difficult. In this way, you should improve the health of the mitochondria will lead to ultimately increase the energy condition, and in this way you will get the more energy during the daytime. So you will not feel the anxiety, depression, stress, dementia and the memory loss. So in this way you will alert basically. So remember about that things. Basically you should follow the three things: the sleep good and the sugar decrease. So don't eat too much refined sugar. On the other hand, the fasting and the exercise and the and sleep, fasting, exercise and sleep, which that will reverse you, but on the basis of the micronutrient, which that is too much important for increase the health of the mitochondria for production of aerobic ATP, aerobic energy. So what is the aerobic energy? Basically our mitochondria consume the oxygen to produce ATP due to the pyruvate when glycolysis. So the glucose basically metabolized in the form of pyruvate is known as the glycolysis, and the pyruvate will enter into the mitochondria to produce ATP, and this ATP required the oxygen to produce. So in this way basically the mitochondrial health is very important. So how to improve the mitochondria for production more ATP, to decrease the fatigue, tiredness and the sleeplessness even, and more basically sympathetic decline. So you should increase the parasympathetic nervous system to good sleep and the good rest as well as more things. So I hope you make sense about that. Let's understand about how to do that. So basically the micronutrient concern is very important. For example, the magnesium, potassium and the chlorides, and on the other hand the calcium is too much important for the mitochondria, because the mitochondria requires the calcium and the magnesium for the production of ATP due to the electron transport chain. But also the supplementation as well as the food source which that contain coenzyme Q10, which that enhance the production of ATP and the health of the mitochondria and the health of the electron transport chain. So in this way the coenzyme Q10, which that is too much important, you can use as a supplementation or you can consume through a meat and the green vegetables. We will discuss in another video about the coenzyme Q10 source. So but anyhow, coenzyme Q10, magnesium and the calcium and potassium is very important for the efficient work for the mitochondria. But the fasting, exercise and the good sleep, which that regenerate the mitochondria and increase the number of the mitochondria, is known as the mitogenesis. And in this way increase the health of the mitochondria will prevent the cancer, the tiredness, fatigue, nausea as well as the other sympathetic activity and sleeplessness. Even the more important thing is that the tiredness will decrease due to the mitochondrial health. The mitochondria is too much important organelle in our body, which that is the powerhouse of the cell, which that is present in the eukaryote like us. So our each cell contain a mitochondria for give the health and life of the cell. Without mitochondria, our body will basically very slow, and in this way the ATP will not produce, because the glycolysis produce less energy. So whenever you will trigger more and more glycolysis while not mitochondria use that pyruvate, so the pyruvate will convert into the lactic acid, and in this way the more ATP production strategy is the ancient fermentation and the anaerobic respiration will lead to produce more ATP while the inhibit the function of the mitochondria. In this way the mitochondria will damage ultimately, while the too much increase the ATP will lead to energy rich condition in your cell will inhibit the AMPK pathway. In this way the when AMPK pathway will inhibit while the mTOR pathway will maintain the damaged mitochondria even, while the AMPK pathway whenever inhibit, which that will lead to not autophagy of the mitochondria, which that is damaged. Because the AMPK pathway is very important, which that trigger due to the fasting, due to the ketogenic diet, exercise and the good sleep. Basically, whenever you will not do that things, so in this way the AMPK pathway will inhibit, because the AMPK pathway is responsible due to the starvation mode of the cell. But the glycolysis produce too much ATP. In this way your body, basically the glucose will enter into your cell and the glycolysis will produce more ATP, and in this way your cell will not follow the starvation mode. In this way AMPK pathway will inhibit. While the AMPK pathway will activate due to the fasting, starvation mode, the caloric restriction, exercise and the ketogenic diet, which that basically trigger, and in this way the AMPK pathway basically lead to check the damaged mitochondria. If the mitochondria will damage, so it will lead to autophagy. So in this way the damaged mitochondria will recycle, while the healthy mitochondria will maintain with the cell maintenance. While the mTOR pathway, which that maintain even the damaged mitochondria with containing a damaged DNA of the mitochondria, even the cell. So will lead to cause also cancer and a lot more problem and the complication. I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. So in this video we have discussed about the tiredness reverse, and in this way you surely reverse the aging if you are aged. So the aging reverse due to the mitochondrial health can be possible. I hope you make sense about that. If you are a new, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video. For this, bye. Allah Hafiz.